Hello everybody, thank you for coming to my channel. This is Kimberly with Journal Breeze, and today we're going to do a flip through of this no-sew journal. It's French inspired, lots of lace. Lots of goodies in there. I was inspired by the no-sew tutorials by both Nazi at Amity Bloom, and then who really made it clear for me to be able to do it were the videos by Cheremere, who is Meredith, but that's her name on YouTube and Instagram. And she really did a good job of showing us how to make these, but still in all, I think mine came out a little bit different, but that's okay. It's a fun one, so I hope you'll enjoy this time together. Let me give you a better close-up. These are all, I believe, every single one, including the eyelets to come, are old laces, like old as an antique. We want to go a little bit lower here. Alright, so this is actually paper and could be a tuck if I wanted to put something in there. And these are tapes that are actually digitals, but I put them on sticker paper. These are three-dimensional flowers. See, there you can see a good picture of it. And on this photo, there was an arch drawn. So I just put a piece of lace that was made, it was crocheted to be curved. And I thought it was pretty and useful in that way. And then this is a very old piece of lace that has beading. Can you see that beading? It's in here. I don't know how clear that'll be on your monitor. But, boy, I've been saving that for a really long time, not knowing where I'd be able to use it. And I think it gives a nice feature here. So I glued it down. That's the top portion. That's like its own separate thing. And then we're into the body of the journal. This is a very old glassine envelope. Actually, the face of it I turned on the inside. And then this is, I'm going to put all the makers digitals that I used on in the description box for you. Had fun with the die cut machine, making these little tags. Oh, so this pulls out this way first. And then, when you get to it, it looks like that. I thought I kind of went with the birds. Another Paris scene. I think that's the name of this kit from TaylorMade Journals. I couldn't resist these beautiful scenes that stuck out of the half envelopes. These are actually what make it a no-sew, is that when you put the centerpiece down, it can be thin, it can be washy even, but I made some of them wider so that they would form a pocket. And then they just really lent themselves, like this is a thin piece of lace. They just lent themselves to these larger digitals that are composed of two pieces, or sometimes there's one here, and one here, but this is how they are. This is printed 5x7, but this is the whole sheet. And so it lent itself to this style. And this is actually an envelope. I got this idea from Heather at Rosehill Cottage. So you just fold it in half, leaving a lip. And then, let's see, this has been folded for a long time. Let's see, and then you put this in here. She does have a video on this. And then this I made to go inside. Partly I picked it because the flowers she's holding are so similar to the flowers on this beautiful paper. And then I punched or stamped this down at the bottom, stamped that. Okay, so that was in there, and then this opens up to be a wonderful place for private journaling. Piece of embossed paper that I made. Looks really old. And this is the tuck spot. This is vintage eyelet. These are two pieces I combined for the connector, as Meredith calls it. This was a fun thing that I made with a die cut for a slide, and I used what would be negative space to decorate further, and then the tab, which was in the middle here, I glued to the side. So I really like how that turned out. And the reason that I picked those colors is because when you open this up, you get to this beautiful paper, which I don't remember where this is from. And I probably won't be able to find it either. Could be Ida Jane Designs. And then I just glued this on there. A couple of pieces of scrap paper. And this is glued on top. I'm happy with how that turned out. This connector I chose because it would pick up the red in the flowers. And I didn't want it to cover up very much because I really like this red and green combination. It's very similar to this. And then this has a light green hue. More than beige, it's green. And thought that helped bring it all together. This is a French postcard. Oops. Let's see if I can see what they're holding up. Valse le Bras, spelled B-R-A-S, gauche, du, cavalier. I don't know what that is. It looks like wedding veil to me. but I don't know if that's what it is. And this is a piece of linen. It's not that old, probably the 80s, 1980s. And I just kind of swished it up with my fingers when I glued it down to give it a little bit of a ripple. This idea I got from Tracy Fox on her YouTube. She calls it a scrap tab notebook. So you make this shape. However, hers weren't this long, I don't think, but they were longer than just the tab. And then you make a back to it as well, which gets glued down. She sewed down the top of hers. I sewed down the back to hold the papers in. And then I further added journaling cards to it. So I think that really added a lot, because I picked really old papers and they're really lovely. Like this one is really a lovely pinky color. This is a very high cotton rag type of paper. This is a bookend of a very, very old book. And this is from an old book also that was a ring binder. But by adding these pieces in the middle of a couple of them, I felt like it just gave it the zhuzh, as we say, that it needed to finish it off. And then these little scraps. I actually cut this little part of a lace piece out, just this little flower and bottom. And then this is from like India. And then this is a piece of netting that I tea-dyed to bring it together. This is an old piece of cotton dress fabric. It's got little dotted Swiss on it and a little machine embroidered butterflies. I have a video on this, layering up book pages that actually tell a story as you read around to form the background or the frame for these ladies. This is a piece of old paper. It's laid, but I think it's got a lot of cotton in it. And I thought it was beautiful there. A little piece of lace on a journaling card. This is another tuck spot. So over here, I made this little booklet out of some paper, kind of shiny and pre-decorated to some extent. I put on the girls, and the background was part of the picture, and then this seal I added, and then I added this seal as well. But it looked like this. And this is for notes, for journaling, for the decoration. And little pictures, little scenic pictures of France. And this is a pocket for a note. And more journaling space, both on here and here. Also journaling space here, and maybe another picture or something. Vintage eyelet. More journaling space. And this opens up to a linen pocket. This is a newer lace. I actually cut it off like I don't know if it was an oversized placemat or a not super long table runner. I got it at a thrift store, but happy with it. It's well made. This is a very old negative. There's a whole section missing here. It's a lady with her dog, or cat. Can't tell, it's small. Could be a small dog. I can't tell. Or maybe it's a man. Honestly, it's hard to tell. And these are like little, meant to be cut apart, but I kept them together as like a film strip because it fit this skinny pocket. I ended up not decorating this, thinking it would just really lend itself to something magnificent. It could just be a poem. This is little pieces I cut from a very old textile, very famous. This is all indigo. The dark is dipped many more times than the light, and it's all one piece of fabric. This isn't applique or pieced or anything. It's all one huge quilt that looks just like that. I mean, the whole thing is covered with the same designs. They started in the Hudson River Valley in New York. And the other side is this cute button paper. Resist, Indigo Resist. It's the earliest. And it started in America. Kind of amazing because most textiles didn't. No paper and the envelope. Love this paper. It's an old lace making a belly band. You see how pretty that is? And just a little tag. Piece this on top of this to add a little interest. Sew it around. I love this connector, how it turned out. It was so sweet, and it's not from the same kit, I don't think. So matched well. And this page I really love too. Now this is something I made. This is a journaling card, but I wanted the back to show through instead of this design. I made this a very long time ago. I waxed paper. This is waxed. And then I put it inside this frame from ages ago and stuck this on there. But what's interesting is the paper that I waxed had a picture on the other side. Now, I'm not sure if I waxed this side. I think I waxed that side. You know, beeswax. And then this side got transparent too. So you can see some of the water through it. And this little ginkgo leaf or whatever it is. You can see it over there. I just thought that was amazing. And I love these cards. They were TLC, I think, was the name of the Facebook group. It isn't there anymore. Yeah, and that just mystifies me, but I really like it a lot. I made it many, many years ago when I was really just starting. This was a Tim Holtz tag, but I added paper here and here and here. And it had a hot pink, and I didn't think it went well. I've had this forever. I know you're going to ask me where I got it. I don't know. I don't remember who did it. This is an envelope I made. The envelope itself is from turned it into a flip so it'd be private. But the envelope with the pretty shape and the fact that I didn't glue it down, it's by Junk Journal Junkies, the person that started Junk Journal Junkies group on Facebook. I'm blanking on her name. Oh my gosh, she's like one of the first. I'll put it in the description box. But I thought the coloring was just perfect. I had this for a long time. I have a video on making all kinds of envelopes look old. This one doesn't look real old, but the other ones do. They were fun. I think I have maybe even 2 videos on it. This is a space tuck spot. This is an old wallpaper that was part of a thank you for some lace I bought from Blue Linen Cottage. I remember the name. And more of that same French-inspired kit. Pair of scenes. And then this is another one of the cards. Perfectly lends itself. And then finally on the back. Believe it or not, this is a green that really pulls out that green in there. And it's just a nice ending. So there you go. There she is. I feel like she's sturdy. I don't think it's anything's gonna move. I do have to keep this clip. I guess one tip would be if you use tape to hold them together, leave more of a gap. That's all I can think, is that I didn't leave a big enough gap between the 2 pieces so that it's not laying flat like all the rest are easily. Because once that happened, I made sure to leave a gap on the others. But that's okay, because I kind of like that on there. It sort of adds as an element that fits with the rustic, grungy feel of it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll like and subscribe and leave a comment. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.